What's going on, guys? It's your boy LQ, Mr. Real Deal Fantasy HQ, bringing you the heat, of course, fire content only. And today we got waiver wire pickups for week 7. Yes, we are flying through these weeks. I cannot believe it's already week 7. Football's always going by fast, of course, when you're having fun. So I don't want to waste any more time. So let's get right into the episode. Hey, real quick, make sure you guys hit that link in the bio. Make sure you check out prizepicks.com. That's where I'm making all my picks, all my smash picks every single week. When you sign up using promo code FCO, you will be set up for success and it will match up to $100 on your deposit. That's free money, people. So if you put in 100, you get 100. Simple. So let's get into it. Waiver wire, week 7. These pickups are must pickups. You don't want to miss out on the wave. And then there's time to get some guys out of the way, man, some bench warmers. So you need to go picking up these guys because they're hot right now. So let's jump right into it. DAndre Johnson definitely is a pickup, a stash. I feel as though with Kareem Hunt catching that calf injury and Nick Chubb still being sidelined, obviously Johnson becomes the #1 running back. So I will say this, just disclaimer. If you're in a fab league where you have to use fab money to go out and get, guys off the wire, I wouldn't go too crazy. Don't go out there blowing like $50 or some shit like that. I've seen it done for Elijah Mitchell was $88. So that was week 2. But let's get into it. Listen, you need to be pumping the brakes a tad bit. I won't be going crazy on it, but I am picking him up for the simple fact for security because I feel as though Nick Chubb may be back against Denver. They're not ruling him out. They didn't put him on IR. They didn't do any of the above. But Kareem Hunt definitely is probably out next week. So Johnson may be getting some type of RB1 workload. So if Chubb plays next week, then we're looking at kind of what DAndre Johnson did this last week, basically non-existent, with a healthy Hunt. So he had 1 target for 1 catch for 7 yards. He had 1 carry for 1 yard. Yeah, not that great of a stat line. So I definitely feel as though, DAndre Johnson is attractive. He's probably the hot commodity right now, probably #1 on a lot of people's top priority waiver wires. But again, if Nick Chubb comes back next week, you're going to look silly, having a DAndre Johnson, spending crazy fab money or your top priority waiver wire when, Nick Chubb might be coming back and he doesn't exist. So I'm just putting him on this list just to have you guys be like, hey, running backs are going out every single week. I mean, it's literally becoming a problem where I'm just literally starting whoever the hell is healthy. Like I started David Johnson. I started Alex Collins. I started Kenneth Gainwell. In a lot of leagues, I'm just looking at my lineups. Like I got Devontae Booker. Like what the hell is going on? Like so many injuries, man. But it is what it is right now. So DAndre Johnson is a pickup based on if Nick Chubb is still sidelined and if Kareem Hunt is sidelined. So he only has a 15% roster exposure. So he's definitely available in your leagues. So T.Y. Hilton with a 44% roster exposure, it definitely jumped up, hearing that he's coming off of IR. He's back. He's healthy. He's not retiring. And I feel as though he got the warm-up game against the Texans. So I only say go to pick him up based on you have guys that are on your bench right now that are bench warmers. So I like T.Y. Hilton coming in with confidence. Carson Wentz was coming in, looking like 2017-ish. I mean, I definitely feel as though, T.Y. Hilton can put up more fantasy points than, a Jalen Reagor or Brandon Ayuk or Odell Beckham. So I definitely feel as though, if you're going to go out and get a guy on the waiver wire, make sure they're productive. So I definitely feel as though T.Y. Hilton can come in, show up, and show out. As a bench guy, I'm not telling you to throw him in your lineup next week, but he could definitely come in when these bye weeks start hitting. I mean, these bye weeks just started. There's going to be some teams that are going to be asked out with their star wide receivers. So, hey, T.Y. Hilton in the flex, I don't see anything wrong with that. So go get him. He's looking good. I definitely feel as though he has San Fran this upcoming week. So I definitely feel as though we can get something going with T.Y. Hilton. We can have him be the #1 wide receiver. Paris Campbell just suffered injury. So therefore, there's going to be targets available for T.Y. Hilton to ease into those targets. I'm not going to say he's going to have a monster game, like how he had against, Houston. So I definitely feel as though T.Y. Hilton is a valuable wide receiver 2, with potential wide receiver 1 upside if Carson Wentz and him connect deep downfield like we saw last week. So again, go pick him up. You got better options. Get the bench warmers off your bench. Next up, Donavan Jones is showing up and showing out. Last week, that Hail Mary looking pass, it was amazing. So he put up big fantasy points. So I'm telling you to go pick him up. just so you could be ahead of the wave. This isn't picking him up, throw him in your starting lineup. This isn't picking him up, expecting big things to happen immediately. This is a slow grind with a Peoples Jones. Now, hear me out. I want you to go pick him up now because I definitely feel as though Odell Beckham will be traded at some point in this season, right before the deadline. So therefore, Jones is having that, ability to step up into that target share, because right now he's not getting the hugest target share. Higgins is still getting more targets and Odell Beckham obviously getting more targets, but I definitely feel as though if Odell Beckham's out of the way, boom, he's right there for a healthy 14% through 17% target share, which is good enough for me for Peoples Jones. That's coming off the waiver wire. So he has 7% roster exposure. I do understand Jarvis Landry eventually will come back, but I don't think he'll come back full send. I definitely feel as though he's going to take a step back, production, et cetera, et cetera. I don't see much happening for Landry this season, but I definitely love that Peoples Jones every single week is showing us why he needs to have more targets, why he needs to be involved in more of the plays, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely get ahead of the wave right now. I'm just telling you to go get him now before Odell Beckham's traded, and then boom, from 7% roster exposure, it's probably going to go up to like a 74% roster exposure overnight. So you don't want to wait 2 to 3 more weeks, and then week after week, he's showing us, oh, well, they don't actually need Odell Beckham. Get ahead of the wave right now. Get rid of these bench warmers that are on your bench doing nothing, because, again, bye weeks are starting to hit right now. So, therefore, you don't want to get caught in the crossfire where you have 2 of your stud wide receivers on bye. Now you're stuck with a Brandon Ayuk, a Jalen Reagor, or Odell Beckham, et cetera, et cetera. I can keep going on. The list is on and on about these, basically dead weight zombies on our benches that are burning us week after week when we do happen to throw them in our starting lineups. I don't know why you ever do that, but people are still doing this. So, again, be smarter, be part of the wolf pack, just be ahead of all the BS. So, that wraps up another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ. This was the waiver wire week 7. This is crazy, man. We're here week 7. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure you hit the link in the bio. Check out the website. RDF HQ t-shirts are available. Wolfpack t-shirts are available. New designs coming soon. Definitely be on the lookout. Hit that link in the bio. Check out and get yourself some RDF HQ merch. So I'll see you guys next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Peace.